Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
This story is sponsored by Morris Law, LLC.
I always wanted to help people. I wanted to do something that would help folks make the choices that affected their everyday life. The main goal of Morris Law is to help people get their life back after an accident.
Typically our clients are going through one of the worst times of their life. They've been injured through no fault of their own, through someone's negligence or carelessness. They're often hurting physically, hurting financially.
Just because you hire a lawyer or just because you have health insurance doesn't mean that you won't get medical bills associated with your accident. Why do I owe $4,000 to the hospital when my health insurance should have paid? How does it work with the hospital and all of these injuries and how much time they have to spend in the hospital? You have to tell them that everything is going to be okay, regardless of what happens with this ambulance bill, regardless of what happens with this hospital bill. It's all going to work out. As an attorney, you're not going to let those medical providers take all of their settlement money. You negotiate that for them. You're still going to get money in your pocket for your injuries. After an accident, one of the biggest problems clients face is getting the health care they need.
We want your entire focus to be on getting better. We want to take over not only the heavy lifting, but all the technical issues of trying to push your claims through. If it ends up in trial, making sure that all of that is taken care of so you can continue to focus on your treatment.
We have attorneys that I knew for the whole time I've been practicing law. Ian was my first friend as an attorney when I started practicing. Lee and I went to law school together. We really are all friends outside of this practice. We meet with our clients together, we try cases together, and so we are a small-knit group and we know our clients.
I was test driving a car and I'm coming up to the light and there's a car coming across over to another road. She didn't see me, I didn't see her, and we kind of collided. I was in a lot of pain. I couldn't really do anything. Bills was piling up. I didn't know what was going to happen. The girl of the car, she didn't have no insurance. She didn't have a license. I knew right away that I needed an attorney. Company that I was going to buy the car from, he referred me to Jeff. I called him and said, hey, I was in an accident. Can you help me out? He told me that I was in good hands. I wouldn't have to worry about anything. And they kept in touch with me on everything. I never had to contact them, email them, call them, or anything. And I loved them for that. I felt like they were my family when I went there. They really showed me love.
What makes the Morris Law Firm unique is the collaboration that we have between our attorneys and our staff here. Jeff, Ian, and I are a team. We're bringing the big law firm feel to a small law firm.
You know, some clients will go to other firms and they only talk to paralegals, they only talk to staff. They've never once talked to an attorney. Our policy is that you're going to talk to an attorney on day one. Morris, his background comes with a strong drive. He understands the medical part more than anybody at this firm. Besides the attorneys, our staff is key. We design our firm so that each of the staff member has the same experience as we do.
At Morris Law, all 3 attorneys go on every file. Every attorney will be involved in your case, and if your case goes to trial, you will get every attorney at Morris Law at that trial.
Here at Morris Law, we want to get you more. We want to get you more in terms of service. We want to get you more in terms of legal representation. We want to get you more in terms of your case value.
At Morris Law, we can't undo what happened, but we can help you get past it. We are going to help you.
This story is sponsored by Morris Law, LLC.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Welcome to Burgess Community Garden. This is a new concept for us that we just started last year. We have this beautiful land, 5 acres, and we happen to have an opportunity to indeed grow and develop and decide what it is we're going to do on this land. One of the things I've done for a long time is I've done outreach. And so not only am I part of the Unity Burgess community, but the outreach community also, is that I was listening to a program by the Boys and Girls Club of the Southern East region. And one of the organizations, I think in Alabama, indicated that they had a food bank and a community garden. So back in 2018, we had inherited this, and then last year I thought, oh, this will be wonderful because we'll be able to bring in the Burgess community, the surrounding community that was historically Black and now is very diverse, but also all the groups of people that we work with. We work with Help for Kids, and we've long worked and supported them, as well as the Boys and Girls Club of Myrtle Beach and Helping Hand and Family Justice. What a good opportunity to indeed start to use the land to indeed provide produce and vegetables to help all the community in terms of that, because as everyone knows, or many of us know, is that hunger is still a reality. What is it we could do to invest in the community? Bringing what it is we produce and having the community help us produce some of that, the local community help us in terms of feeding those that are in need. And that's individuals, that's communities, that's organizations. So as a result of that, Ken, who is my major master only gardener at this point in time, knew what to do in terms of building the garden. So these 2 gardens were produced as demonstration gardens, and they're primarily herbs and spices and some vegetables. And so we've grown from there. I had written a grant, Home Depot indeed responded to it, so we got a $3,200 grant indeed to build vegetable beds, and that's what we did. They came out and they built 12 beds for us so that we could indeed grow the produce that is needed and necessary and wanted by the community that I have indicated earlier.
This story is sponsored by McLeod Health.
Good morning, Dr. Risk. How are you?
I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Tell me a little bit about what you do. You are an oncologist and a hematologist. What do those 2 things mean?
Okay, so as a hematologist, we look at blood situations. So anemia is probably the most common situation that we address. So iron deficiency anemia, B12 deficiency, things like that. We also look at blood disorders such as leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma. Yeah, so that's the hematologist route. Oncologists, we look more at solid tumors, so breast cancer, lung cancer, colon cancer, melanoma, so various types of organs and organ-based type of cancers. And so it encompasses a good portion of the body from an oncologist and a hematologist standpoint.
I know you guys just announced the McLeod Center for Cancer Treatment and Research at Seacoast project. What is that? What does this mean for people in your area?
So that is going to be our way of being able to provide more care, excellent care for our patients here in Horry County. Now we're going to be able to allow everything to be here in one spot rather than have to travel here, travel there. We hear from our patients that we know it's a need, and now we're trying to address it with building this new facility for our patients at our hospital system. And we can't wait to have it. It's going to allow us to have breast surgeon. It's going to allow us to have radiation oncology. It's going to allow us to do our own imaging. It's just going to be a one-stop place where all of their needs to be met at one time, rather than multiple visits here, multiple visits there. And we just can't wait to have it. It's just exciting.
You kind of said a little bit, but how does this feel, seeing this finally come to life?
It was exciting because the idea of being able to be a part of something growing and see the future and the needs for the future, it was just an excitement to kind of say, I need to be a part of this and I want to be a part of this. And so now that we're one step closer. It's just exciting. I know I keep saying exciting, but that's just what it feels like.
This story is sponsored by McLeod Health.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina. This story is sponsored by K1 Speed.
We are here today at K1 Speed, and they offer an elite kart racing experience. I'm so glad to be with AJ, the owner. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. I'm excited. Super excited.
Yeah. Everyone usually is when they come in here.
Exactly. You feel like a big kid.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Tell us about K1 Speed.
So K1 Speed is a race karting experience based out of California. I'm the franchise owner here in Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
I purchased into the franchise back in 2020. Took about a year to build. But essentially what it is a race kart experience that, you know, friends, family, everyone can kind of come and enjoy. There's a really great competitive edge when you come here. You know, as soon as you walk into the building, you know, you hear the sights and the sounds of the karts on track.
Right.
It's a pretty exhilarating experience just witnessing races. And, you know, I really wanted to bring a culture to this area that I feel like has been kind of forgotten over the last couple years with the Myrtle Beach Speedway closing down. You know, I know the South is really big on racing, and you know, Myrtle Beach especially, a lot of legends started their careers here in Myrtle Beach, and you know, I thought K1 was the perfect opportunity to make that happen.
Definitely, definitely. This facility is amazing. It's huge.
Yeah.
You know, I see dining, I see the carts, and also the arcade. What were you all thinking when you created this facility?
I love racing. I've been racing for about 15 years of my life, and you know, I really wanted, like I said, to bring something to this area that was just kind of missing, you know, and that's just real competitive racing, you know, and just figured why not go for it and see what happens. And honestly, our first year was great. You know, we had a great turnout in the summertime. Our leagues were a really big hit over the off season. A lot of locals came out to that.
Wow.
So.
Awesome, awesome. So I know you offer parties, right?
Yes.
So tell me about some of the services that you offer the community.
Yep, so we do have local discounts through the summer. It's $20 cash races. So you come in any day of the week buy with $20 cash, $100 cash, however many races you want to purchase. The races never expire. So, you know, if you come in, you buy a couple races, you only race maybe once or twice, you've got a couple races left in your account, you can leave, come back another day, use those races again. With the parties, we do have a party room. It's great amenities. You can kind of have your own music back there, kind of hang out, jam out back there while you wait on your races. And with those parties, we do offer our Grand Prix races, which are 3 races. You get a practice race, a qualifier, and a final. And on the final race, you actually line up grid style on track, just like F1 does. So we actually follow very similar rules to F1, you know, and yeah, it's a great experience.
So with the race cars, because I know our viewers are watching, they're like, how fast can I go? Like, I'm ready to go and I want to just not have to stop. I know that you all take pride in offering different speed levels. So tell us about that.
Yep, so everybody starts off on level 2, just to kind of get a good feel for the track, good feel for the karts. And once we, you know, my track employees kind of have a good, you know, read on you know, who can, you know, operate our karts in a race manner, if you will. I know a lot of people aren't into racing like I am, but everyone can learn. So once you kind of graduate to the next level, we boost you up right on track, and you will bump you up to level 3, which is pretty much our general speed for just about everybody in our general public. But our level 4 is really what kind of puts you back in your seat, puts your head back in your seat and everything, and that's we kind of reserve that for people who can you know, get past a certain timestamp on track. And you know, those are the real competitive racers. You know what I mean? The guys who come in here, guys and girls who come in here, and they know what they're doing.
Wow, well this was great, AJ. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I hope that our viewers will come out and see K1 Speed.
This story is sponsored by K1 Speed. Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.